Tensions between the US and Iraq have reached a boiling point after the Iraqi Supreme Court issued an arrest warrant for former US President Donald Trump. This unprecedented act of aggression is thought to be in response to the controversial drone strike in Baghdad in 2020 that killed Major General Qasem Soleimani, one of Iran's most important military leaders. The arrest warrant has sent shockwaves around the world, straining diplomatic ties and spreading uncertainty to countries near and far. Hello and welcome to the Business Phil. In today's video, we will talk about why Iraq issued an arrest warrant for Donald Trump. Before starting our video, don't forget to smash the subscribe button and click the notification bell for more amazing content. Now, let's get this video started. Arrest warrant issued. According to Iraqi News, quoting a Baghdad news source, the Iraqi Supreme Court has issued an arrest warrant for former US President Donald Trump for the assassination of Iran's Quds Force commander, Qasem Soleimani, on Iraqi land. The warrant was issued in relation to the killings of both Soleimani and the Chief of Staff for the Popular Mobilization Forces in Iraq. Both were murdered by a drone strike near the Baghdad airport in January 2020. That assassination operation led to Iranian strikes on the Aya al-Assad US base in Iraq. Trump is charged with premeditated murder in the arrest warrant. Despite the fact that the warrant is obviously symbolic, a conviction of this sort entails the death penalty. Who was Qasem Soleimani? Qasem Soleimani was an officer in the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps from 1998 until he was killed in 2020. He was in charge of the IRGC's Quds Force, which was mostly in charge of military operations that took place outside of Iran. In his later years, some analysts thought he was the right-hand man of Ali Khamenei, the supreme leader of Iran, and the second most powerful person in Iran after him. Previous allegations. The court stated that the inquiry into the killings remained ongoing. Recently, Iraqi leaders, including President Zidane and Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani, commemorated the deaths of Soleimani and Mohandes, and PM Sudani stated that their deaths must not be in vain. In 2021, the Iraqi Supreme Judicial Council issued an arrest warrant for Trump for the murder of Soleimani. It was unclear whether Zidane's comments signaled new legal action or a renewal of the 2021 warrant. Zidane did not react immediately to Al-Monitor's request for additional information. It is quite doubtful that Iraqi authorities would ever attempt to apprehend Trump. Historically, world leaders have been tried by domestic courts within their respective countries or by international tribunals. The International Criminal Court, also known as the ICC, based in The Hague, has already prosecuted international leaders, such as former Sudanese dictator Omar Bashir. Why it matters. Since invading Iraq in 2003 and removing long-standing leader Saddam Hussein, the US government has invested trillions of dollars into the country. The United States and Iraq have diplomatic relations and work together to combat the Islamic State. But the death of Soleimani remains a sore spot between the two nations. This week will mark the third anniversary of Soleimani's death, and militias in Iraq, backed by Iran, have organized demonstrations to commemorate the occasion. The majority of Iraq's present leadership comprises of politicians with ties to Iran. However, many Iraqi residents celebrated Soleimani's death. The militias supported by Iran are disliked by some Iraqis. In addition, the Islamic Republic of Iran still continues to pursue the case of American responsibility for Soleimani's death. The Iranian judiciary has reportedly identified 94 American individuals as suspects in the assassination. Country pitted between two rivals. Iraq, which produces more oil than any other OPEC nation except Saudi Arabia, is caught between two competing countries, Iran and the United States. Since the 2003 US invasion that resulted in Saddam Hussein's downfall, Iran's influence in Iraq has expanded dramatically. The election of a new pro-Iranian prime minister by the Iraqi parliament in October led to the domination of pro-Iranian parties. These parties have suppressed Shiite candidate Muqtada al-Sadr, whose protests against Iranian operations were upsetting the government. Trump authorized a military operation to assassinate the leader of the PMF, who was the head of an umbrella organization that gathered pro-Iranian militias in Iraq who were sponsored by the government as part of the Iraqi military. Since Iraq's arrest warrant was made public, the discussion has raged over whether the former president of the United States, Donald Trump, could face charges of war crimes. It remains to be seen what conclusions this judicial procedure might yield, but it is evident that the situation in Iraq has become more difficult than ever, creating an uncertain future, all while throwing light on decades of dysfunction, brutality, and abuse. That was it for today's video. What are your thoughts on the video? Should Donald Trump be held responsible for Qasem Soleimani's death? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for your time. We'll see you later.